Hi, I'm Roger Harrop. I'm a former PLC CEO, but these days I'm into my second career. I'm a professional speaker. I go all over the world speaking to conferences and events, and I'm a consultant. I work with businesses, small ones and big ones, helping them see the wood from the trees. Everything I talk about is called staying in the helicopter. It's all about looking at the big picture, because I really do believe that business is simple. So entrepreneurs, what are my 10 top tips? Well, I guess the first one, above all others, is this: know what your weaknesses are. Sure, you know what your strengths are, but know what your weaknesses are, and have a number two. Have someone alongside you who complements you in the sense that they've got strengths that complement your weaknesses, but are tough enough to tell you what you need to hear. If you look all around the world at entrepreneurs, the ones that have really been successful are the ones where they've got a number two who keep them from going into orbit. Second thing I would say is, very old-fashioned word, but know what your purpose is. And I don't mean mission or vision or objectives. It's higher in the helicopter than that. What's your purpose? Why are you doing it? What is it you want to achieve? You might say to me, what I want to do is to grow this business to this size and sell it for the highest possible price in 5 years. That's fine. But that means you will run that business very differently. You'll develop that business quite differently from if you were to say to me, I want to leave a legacy for my family, for my children. You would run those two businesses differently. And if you really can get that purpose of yours down to a sentence, and then get it to half a sentence, if you can have that sort of laser beam focus, you know what? You're going to stand a very good chance of getting there. Next, you've got to believe. If you don't believe with a passion in what you're doing, people will see through you. They'll see through you very quickly, and you will not get the commitment that you need from the people under you and the people around you and the people who want to lend you money and do all kinds of other things. 3 things, I think, as a top entrepreneurial leader you need to have. That's belief, passion, and courage. And what's courage about? Well, of course, you don't actually grow businesses, whether it's from nothing or even when they're a reasonable size and you want to double them or triple them. You don't grow them unless you take risks. And that's about having the courage to take risks. It's the easiest thing in the world not to take risks. I find this with second and third generation family businesses, for example. They're frightened stiff of losing the family silver. But of course, they will lose it if they don't take risks and really move the business forward. So what's next on my list? Well, it's about people. You've got to respect people. I don't see any entrepreneurs out there, really successful ones, who actually treat people badly. Yeah, you've got to respect them. I'm not saying by any means that you've got to be soft with them, because you've got to be fairly skeptical as well with all those people out there and divide an awful lot of what you're told by 2. So you've got to be realistic. But you've got to respect people. And you've got to make sure you've got teams of people under you who really will give you upwards leadership, will tell you what you need to hear. It may not be what you like to hear, but you need that. Always have a plan B. You know, there is somebody's law, I don't know whose it is, it's probably Murphy, as I've got Erin here. It's probably Murphy's law, which says if it is going to go wrong, it probably will. And therefore, never go into any venture, never go into any project unless you've got a plan B, which is going to handle the problem that comes along, because sure as eggs are eggs, it's going to come along. Keep it simple. I said earlier that I do believe business is simple. It's us human beings that make it complex. And the best entrepreneurs keep it really, really simple. Stick to your knitting, know what it is you're doing, know why you're doing it, and just keep it simple. And don't allow all these people around you to make it more complex, because it doesn't need to be, in my opinion. Work smart. There are a lot of non-entrepreneurs who believe the trick is to work hard. I don't accept that. The people who are really clever are the ones who work smart. And they work hard and they play hard. Yes, of course there are occasions when they put in 12, 16, 18-hour days. But there's equally other occasions when they're out on the water or on the golf course or they're enjoying themselves. And you've got to have that combination. These days it's fashionable to talk about work-life balance, but I think that is absolutely right. You've got to make sure that you're not just a total workaholic. You've got to work smart. And I think that really pretty well covers all the things I had to say, apart from one last thing, and that is, please have fun. You're only on this earth once. Make sure you try and enjoy every single day, and try and ensure that everyone around you enjoys every single day. You won't achieve that, believe me, you won't achieve it, but at least try. There you go. Please. If you're successful, I only want 10%. Thanks a lot.